Postman, city, hood, click. Let's go.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
That's it.
Flow on this one, I'ma have to let it go on this one. Hood Postman, I'ma lock the door on this one. Putting in that labor and it's so intensive. Trying to change the game, gotta be inventive. It's all about sacrifice, but it's so expensive. And when I touch the pen, man, my soul get pensive. They telling all these stories, but they soul ain't in it. They laughing to the bank, but they soul on interest. And we just so different. Turning all our foes to friendships, turning all our foes to kinships. Cause it's all about the family. We fighting this insanity, dealing with calamity. Under canopies, I'm thinking about peace, but they telling me it's a fantasy. On the other hand, we ain't never had an upper hand, so I understand that it's all about humanity. Putting truth in these lies, while they busy feeding lies. When you got that tunnel vision, gotta open up your eyes. Wake up and go to sleep. Man, I'm praying all times. And to my guys, ain't no other side. This for my brothers, I'ma pray with y'all shine. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Yeah, you already know.
Depending on the lessons, some people eat, some people learn. But the game is going to send you big. Lock the door.
Lock the door. Shout out to the Railroad Nation, the Railroad Goons. I am Professor Mellyville, the Dahoodpostman. Be sure to click that notification bell, like, subscribe, share. Drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hits, it feel like the first one. I'm getting feedback, man. I'm getting like two voices.
What you say, Mellyville?
I'm getting feedback. I guess you got two devices.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can hear myself double.
All right. Hey, check this out, y'all. I got to shut my live down, so just tap into Mellyville. I will be going live after I do Mellyville, though, y'all. So just tap into Mellyville and check us out.
Right on, BAMM. You should have probably kept the live going. I think you just probably have to restart it because it's still double.
You want me to go in and come back?
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out to the Railroad Nation. Shout out to Marlena Williams, Postmaster General. Shout out to Dominique Key, RDL. And everybody that's joining us in this live stream. We come and get the BAMM. We got the BAMM today on this Tales from the Hood Tuesday with the Frontana. Man, the Frontana is always good to have the Frontana together. As we get together, man, it's going to be, woo, ain't no telling. Let's see if we get BAMM back in here. Let's see. He's not back yet. Yeah, so shout out to everybody in the chat. Had an amazing weekend. Tapped in about the NWA. Those who haven't saw it, go in there. I gave the perspective on what happened and everything that they're doing as far as the wireless wiretaps with the ODIC and the Spearfish technology that they're now using. So go over there and tap into that. Also, Magnificent Wax. I got that Magnificent Wax, guys. So anybody that wants to get some Magnificent Wax, just make sure you tap in with me. I'm the official Magnificent Wax dealer. What's going on, BAMM?
Hey, what's up with you, Mellyville? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you loud and clear. So what I want to say, BAMM, OG perspective, BAMM, the Crips to the CCO, from Crips to CCO, navigating that complex world of prison politics. That is one of the topics. And we also are going to get into the guys that jump on the internet from prison, you know, and also that the manipulation that we see that's going on with them, going on with this particular person, this particular social media person, and they all seem to be just following that same course. So, but anyway, let's get into the prison politics because I don't know why people think that it's such a misconception. I think on a lot of people perception when they think about CCO, they think like the CCO is forcing people to be CCO. No, the CCO was there to make you better. The
And
CCO was there to educate you. But go ahead, Bam. You can tell the story better than I can.
CCO is Consolidated Crip Organization, was a Crip organization filled with Crips from different sections, different tribes. Uh, it started in prison. I was a part of the CCO, a ranking member of CCO on the subcommittee. Uh, we was this my opinion, my view. We were revolutionary Crips, man. We was for blackness. Yeah, uh, we took it to whoever wanted to get the chicken to. Uh, we had a lot of people that was against us. They felt as though we was BGFs because we spoke Swahili, we was for blackness, and we associated with other black organizations in prisons. JAMA is yes, Black Gorilla family in Swahili. However, we was Crips. Now, CCO was a structure. It was rules and guidelines to being that. And when CCO was about, Blue Notes came later, right? CCO law was the Crip law in prison. It wasn't about, when CCO was in effect in prison, you didn't have sets going at each other in prison. Right? You had Hoovers that were CCO. You had other sets that were CCOs, but a lot of people in the back of their head and the back of their mind want to believe Jordan CCOs was all of the 60s and Comptons because of the neighborhoods, because of the the central committee people. But it wasn't. There was no one man wrecking crew in CCO. We had political science taught them this shit. We taught people how to read and write, how to write better, how to be articulate. One of the ones that everybody familiar with is Sadiq, Monster Cody. He came to prison and became articulate. He came to prison, became literate, not illiterate. And that was based on the CCO structure and what we was doing in the shoes. We did book reports. We read a lot of literature that uplifted us, and we seen through the lenses and the eyes of George Jackson, Malcolm X, James Baldwin, and we seen through the eyes of what they was advocating that we was being a part of what they was against. And we found out that for each other is not cool. Uh, my comrades that I ran across on the streets is still my comrade today. That's my brother. I went through the trenches with him. I went through the trenches with some Blue Notes. And then with my brothers, we was just in prison and representing some ideologies was different. Our representation wasn't different. Our ideologies was different. But CCO, I always said this. I said this in my very first interview with you and Kev Mack. CCO was the best thing happened to Crips in California Department of Records.
And tell them why, Bam. Tell them why.
Because we was caught up in a situation, man. I came from a level 3 to a level 4. Level 4 wasn't gang bang. Level 4 was more into race shit. And when we got the old culture, it was dudes that wasn't CCOs, but they was Crips and they was Dahoodpostman that was willing to allow Mahindras to hit BGFs and hit vanguards. CCOs wasn't with that. Them brothers were still black, regardless of them representing what they represented, they were still black. Black came first, right? But it was one time, another in my penitentiary journey, that Crip came first. Crip always came first, but I learned how to represent Crip in a different fashion and in different dialogue. And I ended up, I wasn't just respected amongst my peers in Crippton. Once I picked up that revolutionary mindset, I was respected through Kumi, through Jamas, through non-affiliated brothers. It was a lot of brothers that respected CCOs, and we was feared. We took the noise to people, man. We took it to the enemy. We took it to the police. We knew who our enemies was. Not became CCO, wasn't no black man my enemy. was no black brother in prison by anything no more. I became revolutionary guy. I went to Folsom. I started off at Folsom, my level 4 journey, old Folsom. When I got to old Folsom in 1984, in turmoil over the war. CCOs got the old Folsom to go to the main line, in the shoe behind one building. They didn't want these type of Crips on the line. And a lot of dudes got hit. A lot of homeboys got hit by CCOs. The dudes took that personal when it shouldn't have been personal. It was just
Was
business.
that personal or was that business though?
It was business. It was business, and people don't get that. I remember one time, man, the Blue Notes was in the movie. This right before they moved on me. It wasn't successful, but they moved on me. I got scratched. Uh, I had let a dude read the CCO Constitution. This dude put up going by all these myths and said, "Oh, BAMM got me drunk." Mind you, man, this time in prison, I wasn't even drinking tuna. And this dude said, "I got him drunk." He read CCO, but what he was, he moved in my cell and begged to be CCO because he felt that was some form of structure, entitlement that gave him some. He was validated to be CCO. And when you hear dudes say we were CCO, that didn't mean we wasn't from my set. I was always Compton front of the Crip. I'm always be a CC rider. I'm always be from Fontana. I can't get away from that, right? But I was a part of a structure. Fontana didn't have a structure in prison. We had homies in prison, but we didn't have a structure. Compton Crip didn't have a structure in prison. Harlem didn't have a structure in prison. Neighborhoods did nobody have a structure in prison until Blue Magic came. Blue Magic was James Miller started Blue Magic on the level 3 yard. I was Blue Magic. Blue Magic converted to CCO. Once they got to San Quentin, because San Quentin wasn't about gangbanging, it was on some blackness. Yet they kept it cripping. And we started taking up Swahili name. It's a lot of brothers, YouTube channel, or they spoke on YouTube, social media. That's advocating peace today in our communities. Some of these brothers spoke against CTOs based on our ideologies of life. Our philosophy, what we was teaching in prison, and I believe that ideology they push set us back 20 years on trying to have peace on the streets. Because if the structure of CCO probably would have hit the streets, gang violence might be down a little bit. You never heard about nobody being attacked by CCO stuff from prison to the streets. We ain't heard about that. You understand what I'm saying? But you hear a lot of people say this. I might have didn't like CCOs, but I respected CCOs. They was structure, right? Structure is needed, man. And what people need to understand this, I was told when I first went to prison by my big homie, Big Heron, and shoot him up, right? Don't never get up under nothing. My big homie was generals of CCO, and they was still mad that I was CCO. I'm like, God damn, why you being mad? Ain't you a part of this? CCO didn't recruit me. I recruited CCO like I recruited Crippen. I seen some good in CCO. You know what I'm saying? CCO, every time I speak, I'm representing Front Hood and CCO. Because I got blackness being CCO. I didn't get this blackness of just being a Crip. I got it from a Crip structure of saying I'm a black man before I'm anything.
Why we so afraid to embrace blackness and everything that comes from blackness? Why do you think that we, even as Crips, Damus, Bloods, or Hoovers or whatever, we seem to have a problem with this embracing our blackness?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, this just BAMM's opinion. They're up under that Willie Lynch syndrome. They're up under when you listen, I used to think rap music didn't play a role in it. But when you listen to these studio gangsters sitting up here, or you want to be gangsters, whatever the fuck you want to call them, you listen to them, the only person they talk about harming or disrespecting is the person that look like them or a female that's their complexion. Everything we advocate towards each other is hatred. We don't advocate love or respect towards each other. And that's what we got to me from my mentality, as well as from women got to delete that from their mentality. Stop calling each other's bitches and hoes and start learning how to be a mother. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of these white Melly Bill. All these gang banging ass brothers out there banging, man. Have they yet to pick up a gun towards the police? They killed one of their homeboys. Have you heard about any Crips set or any Bloods that shooting at the police? I ain't talking about randomly shooting at the police, but have you seen any set, Crip, Dahoodpostman, whatever they want to call themselves, pick up a gun and say, man, y'all killed my homeboy, we finna shoot up the police station. As soon as they hear somebody from front of the Santana shoot, did it on Rose Street, on 131st. You busting, but you ain't got enough courage to go bust at the real end because you want to come harm somebody that look like you. You go so far as you willing. Some of these bangers is willing to harm their own bloodline to satisfy their gang. Now, who told you your gang come first? You the biggest damn fool in America if you believe your hood come first. Because half of you, if you go to jail, your homies ain't gonna look out for you. Half of you dudes claiming hoods don't nobody know you. I was just talking to a dude the other day, man. This dude said he knew my whole motherfucking family, but he ain't know my big brother baby. So how you know my whole family? You understand what I'm saying? So don't do that. These brothers today, man, and I hate to say this, I ain't trying to belittle nobody. I'm a black man. Belittle them, belittle myself. But I'm gonna call the ball and strike a strike. These is black males out here gang banging. These ain't black men's gang banging, Melly Mel. It's a difference.
What's the
These
difference?
They're boys. They little boys and they think they're in men's bodies. But you can raise around the city like you advocating something else. You show your butt cheeks all motherfucking day. You got no spandex ass drawers. You got your ass cheeks showing out. You got skinny jeans. You got tapers, which is bangs. They don't seem to get it. And the cold part is this, man. I was just talking to a young brother from Swans, Live Nelson. He's 2 years younger than me and you, Melly Mel. He said something I said a long time ago on social media. He said, "Dan, a lot of our problems in our hood come from our household. Brothers and sisters bullying the other. Mothers and fathers fighting amongst themselves in the presence of the kids. And the kids take that out into the community and they start taking it out on their friends. They start taking it out on people in other communities because they don't want to harm their brother, their real sister, or disrespect their mother, beat up on their parents, right? So they take it out on everybody else. It ain't got nothing to do with the problem they got going on in their own household. So we got a mental issue going on in our community, man, in the black families, man. And ain't nobody willing to face it. You know what I mean? And that's what we got to start understanding. Today, Crip means something totally different to me. Crip means Christ restoring important people. And I'm the most important person in the room. I'm on the movement of peace. I believe we can have peace. People always ask me, BAMM, do you honestly believe we can have peace? We can have peace if we get off our ass, stop being afraid of each other, and say we demand peace. See, the peace ain't earned, it's demanded. We got to take this. We got to take our community back. Gang violence ain't nothing but genocides, and genocides ain't doing nothing but saying you relinquish your community to somebody else, to the enemy. Because families ain't killing us, police ain't got to kill us. We killing ourselves. We leading the pack, harming each other, but we dead last at helping each other. You can pass brother and say what's up to a brother, he'll look at you crazy. Sisters clench, they grab their purse when they walk by brothers. They don't even want to smile at a brother. But then see another person of different persuasion and show all their teeth, show their dimples, do all that. No, that ain't the prize. The prize is the one that say, how you doing, sister? How you doing, brother? I used to get offended if nobody acknowledged me. Now I just do this. Today's a good day being black. I'm proud of being black. I ain't never ran from that. And this is what people need to start grasping.
Ma'am, do you think that the CCO, the training, the education, the facilitation of being learning how to articulate yourself in the astuteness of being a CCO helped Master Cody put that book together?
Yeah, yes it did. Watch this, Melly Mel. If I wouldn't have went to prison, I wouldn't be thinking the way I am today. A lot of things that I feel that my perspective wouldn't be the way it is today. And if I wouldn't have never been to a level 4 yard, right? I ain't saying a 180 or 270. If I wouldn't have never went from junior high to prison in that term, if I wouldn't have went from junior high and graduated, I graduated from junior high and went to high school. I hit the level 4 yard. When I went to the shoe, I went to college. They didn't just teach me how to better read, how to become articulate. They taught me how to make weapons, so how to survive. Now, I learned guerrilla warfare. I was always in a state of preparedness. And what I found out was my friend and my enemy is the same in one. The only difference is what's said and what's done. I never thought I could be cool with a power, although I grew up with them. I never thought I could be cool with Bloods, although I grew up with them. I was jealous with Bloods and Parus in prison. I got a lot of respect for Parus, LB, Joe Valentine, Bolo, to name a few, Fatback from Bounty Hunters, Toddy Bo from Bounty Hunters. You understand what I'm saying? Stinky Green, Green Eyes, Baby Not, Rest in Peace, Diligent from TKO, T.O. Nim from Bounty Hunters. A lot of these dumb moves, some of my Devil Lane partners, I'm cool. A lot of my, I just at Paisley Shoulder running to my boy Twin from Inglewood family. I walked off, then he called me back. He said, "Brother, I know that walk from anywhere. Ain't you BAMM?" I'm like, "Man, what's up, man?" and me and Twin, we was at war against the Wahoo. She said, "Man, I remember when I told you, BAMM, y'all take off, we taking off. As soon as we took off, the Damoos took off. You don't get that no more in prison. You get these brothers, man, and I ain't talking we had to have no spread or nothing. We just knew that we needed each other. I knew I needed another brother that wasn't a Crip to watch my eyes behind my back. I ain't got eyes behind my head, man. I remember one time I got out the shoe, man, and dudes don't be like having celly, so they'll refuse to sell you. They don't send you to the cell. You can't refuse me if I go to the cell. And the police like, "Hey, man, we can't take you back to the shoe. We do. We got to give you a locked order. You gonna sleep in R&R. They give me a mattress." I'm like, "Man, I ain't sleeping on no motherfucking floor on no mattress." And the name Unknown from Brims was coming down there to get medication. He say, "BAMM, man, I'm in the cell by myself, man. You willing to come up in there?" I'm like, "Hell yeah." Can't nobody tell me how to live, right? And a lot of people say that CCO leadership misled people. I was never misled in prison. I had some of the best mentors: OG Cute, Heron, Ant, Sumar, Scory, Russell K, James Miller, Tim. You understand what I'm saying? I had some great mentors, man. Reese Cup, them. And these people I got a lot of love for. And we didn't need one another. We guided each other. You understand what I'm saying? What I learned in prison was I can't always take everything personal. Because when I take it personal, I'm the only one that lose in that battle. The person I'm taking it personal for don't take it personal themselves because they ain't trying to get back for their own mischievous behavior. Now, don't get me wrong. It was people that got hit by CCO that I had love for. But they knew the rules they broke. With structure come rules. With rules, when you break rules, it's a thing called a discipline. And it's all form of discipline. You can either write standards, you can write laps, you can do burpees, or you can get bust on. It all depends on you. You understand what? Ain't nobody above the law, man. Ain't nobody above the law. Ain't nobody above the law. So when you get these new forms of gang members, you got these CCO these channels. Nobody above the law. Ain't nobody. And all they talk about is harming each other, but never once talking about protecting the women or the kids in the community. That ain't gang banging, that's genocide. That's what we're gonna start calling that. That ain't banging, that's genocide, that's self-hatred. Crip wasn't designed to destroy the community. Crip was designed and created to protect the community and then uplift the community. And we didn't feel way short of that revolutionary mark. We turned Raymond over in his grave. So you understand what I'm saying? And people get
That's interesting. Shout out to Slick up in there. Slick, what's going on with you, man? Shout out to Ghetto. Shout out to Marlena's course, Johnny Sullivan, and everybody else that's joining us in there for this live chat. We appreciate each and every last one of you. BAMM, what was the relationship? I mean, because now we're in a different time, Bam, right? And now you
Yeah.
see all these guys in prison doing live streams or actually running YouTubes from prison. I
And
think
why?
they would be more invested in trying to get out of prison. But go ahead.
I'm gonna share something with you. And anybody who's in prison with me in the 80s will damn near confirm it. They done had someone in the 80s in prison, and you done had that phone, and you was disrespecting sets on that phone, your ass would have got airlifted off that yard. Your ass would have got airlifted off that yard. It's simple
Right.
as that. You got airlifted off that yard. These dudes,
Not airlifted off the yard, man.
they got airlifted off the yard. 'Cause watch this, man. Them dudes is giving up the wrong message on social media in prison with them phones. Because all they talk about is who got their butt fucked with, who got beat up, who didn't take a fade. Then they say I ain't gonna throw the police under the bus. They praise the police. They praise the white girl, but they belittle each other. You understand what I'm saying? And the shit from prison twinkle down to society. You never hear any of them brothers on social media with a phone in prison saying they love their family. And I'm pretty sure they do, but do you ever hear them say they sending shouts out to their family? Do you ever hear one of them say, man, my cash app is up here. I want to send my homeboy mama some money because he just died. He might need help with the funeral. You'll never hear none of that. It's all about, oh, this dude on SY yard. Watch this, man. Let me share something with you. The only official SY yards that ain't 50-50 yards that ain't is the level 4 yards. But that ain't to say ain't no rat running on that yard. That ain't to say ain't no dude that tucked his tail ain't on that yard because there's 100 rats on every yard. And that's when the selective politics come in. See, the rats might have a sack. The rats might have the access to the phones and don't
Does
nobody
that
want
mean they get a pass though, Bam?
In my era, they wouldn't have got no pass, man. Listen to me. In my era, we wouldn't have got no pass. This is something I can honestly say, man. And you had some that have slipped through the crack that had them jackets on them. We had proof that they was rats. Majority of the motherfuckers, 99% of the brothers that came to them penitentiaries in the 70s and the 80s, they had this jacket on and it was proven. You're probably gonna get got and you gonna get got too. It was simple as that, right? Man, it ain't like that. You got dudes that bring their homie on the door and say, you ain't gonna do nothing, my motherfucking homeboy. So what he told? You get accolades for telling. You don't get married. You get married for being a rat. You get married from leaving one yard to another one. Then you got these brothers picking up other people's politics. We ain't never had a problem with no brother being on medication. We ain't never had no problem with a brother going to CMC. You had to go to CMC. The life is that to go to CMC East to do psych evaluation. So people need to start understanding something, man. These youngsters in prison today love being in prison. Ask me, I know. Because at one time, I loved being in prison my motherfucking self. That's why I kept going back. That's why I kept going. You understand what I'm saying? Some of them is afraid of coming back home and living on the streets. That's why they safer in prison than they is on the streets. See, you can predict your enemy from hitting that yard if you already do is drop a catch. I don't want BAMM on the yard. I don't want Melly Man. I don't want Slick on the yard. People need to understand this.
Bam, you know what? What you said, it has a lot of truth because I interviewed a guy a while back. And I don't know if I even ever shared the video because the video was like kind of crazy. But he said, Melly Mel, I gotta be honest. I said, why? He said, man, you know, all this time I've been going to prison. I said, yeah. And I never knew the dude was in the men. You know, I never knew that. And the dude said, man, I go back to prison because I can have man sex and all this. I was stuck, man. I didn't even know what to say to him. He admitted this on a video. I didn't put it out there. I don't think I put it out there, but it was like crazy, bro. I couldn't even fathom why he. But I guess he needed to get it off his chest or something. I don't know. But
you open a can of worms and he let the worms out. Let me share this with you, man. I met some good brothers in prison, man. I met brothers I heard of. I knew they were hitters. We ran across, didn't have no problem. We became.
Of course, there's good and bad and everything, man. I don't care where you at. You're right.
Now, without a doubt, I remember after the ride, in Folsom in '96, right?
Uh-huh.
Me, Wino from Bounty Hunters, and Wicked from Bakersfield. We was road dogs. I had the yard, and I had a dude just come from Lancaster, right? Say, man, I thought you was a Damu band because you was
Let's press
Wino.
some thumbs up, people, after you enter the room, man. Please press some thumbs up and share this video. Go ahead, man.
And I had to do something. I thought you was the Damu. I see you walking with Wino every morning on the yard after you bust down and y'all drink y'all
Well, I
wine.
know from where, man.
Wino was from Bounty Hunters, straight soldier. Wicked was from Bakersfield. And I never been one to have, once I grew up in prison, started getting older in my late 30s and early 40s and 50s, I never ran with a particular homie no more, unless he was a young dude. I did what I saw my big homies do. They always grabbed a young dude to lace him. I had like B-Rock from 135. Man, I love the shit out of B-Rock from 135, man. Soldier, straight soldier, man. You know what I'm saying? Once I got past that gang shit, I can be in the car with Slick. When Slick screwed me up and we went to go see the Lowriders, I'm in Slick Hood. His homie saying blood all day long, but it ain't bothering me. To me, that ain't disrespecting me. That's what people don't get. Before it was us calling each other cuz, that was a blood was a term of endearment. That meant young brother. And brothers don't get this. So they taking this game banging to a whole new level. They ain't never genocides because they ain't even going at the enemies. How you gang banging and you stay in your hood 24 hours a motherfucking day? You waiting on your enemy to come to you. That ain't gang banging. When I gang bang, Melly Mel, I got on the 10 speed. I got on the bus. These dudes are scared to get on buses. They scared to leave
You
their
went
hood.
downtown LA. You went to the Pike. You went to the Eve After Dark. You went to the showcase, the workshop. You went to where it was at.
And if it happened, it happened, but it was more fighting than it was gunplay. You understand what I'm saying? Then you want to then you get these youngsters to tell you this. Oh man, my mom and daddy are G from the hood. Man, I ain't never heard of your mom and daddy. What the fuck you mean they're OG from where? OG from where? They one from where? Come on. Then when you find out who their parents is, you don't want to really tell them the truth. Like, oh man, your mom and daddy didn't gang bang. See what it is, man. A lot of these youngsters is looking up to these dudes that's calling themselves OGs. They got stuck in the community, never went to jail, got on drugs, had their good job, and came back to the community because their mama still let them come back home. And they get to school, they can tell like younger homies that they know everybody. So the younger homie don't know. They take the word for value. And it's a devalue. It's not a value. Ain't no OG supposed to be on social media if he ain't enlightening and giving these kids game and schooling them about the do's and don'ts. Don't do as I do as I say. So I know what it feels like to get a life sentence in prison and be on something you might not never go home. I know what it feels like to have your girl write you a Dear John letter and suddenly you sitting in the cell, you want to kill yourself. You want to take off with somebody outside the cell because your girl that left you. She didn't woke up and say, this is a dysfunctional ass relationship. You can't take care of me and I'm just taking care of you. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to see somebody with a phone. Since you got a phone, Melly Mel, suddenly everybody from Compton think that's a Compton phone. No, that's Melly Mel phone. You feel what I'm saying? And people don't get that, homie. People don't get that. These dudes get on these channels and they letting these kids think it's cool to go to prison and start YouTube because they're getting cashed out. They're getting money from YouTube. But they're not giving them no positive message towards the problem we got going on in our community. Now,
And besides, they contributing to the overall problem in the greater society because they're being manipulated through their interviews to say something. Maybe they might talk about the Timberlands, they might talk about the Hoovers, they might talk about the Comptons, they might talk about the Pyrus or the Bloods, you know, and they're being manipulated into those conversations to where now they got, you know, I don't know, man. I remember the J Hood guy, the guy called himself Who's Who, Be Brazy or something, and a few others, you know, they get on there and then they be arguing with guys that's free. It don't make no sense.
And they all, watch this. I don't even know J Hood personally. But he stood up and talking about how much he loved and respected his daddy. Yet his daddy got jackets like other people. I ain't saying turn against your daddy, But if your daddy is in the category of the people you talking about, you shouldn't be talking about them people because they're going to start throwing lugs and shades and talk about your daddy. You need to learn how to put it in perspective. Then don't sit up and say you ain't on no PC yard when you're taking pictures with people that know. No, this particular dude you took a picture with is on the PC yard. You got dudes get on social media, man, say they these ultimate ass gang members, and some of the founders don't even recognize them as that. Without even me saying no names. You understand what I'm saying? You got these dudes trying to be more than what they are, and they perpetuating problems in the community. You understand what I'm saying? Me, you, and Slick both know, all three of us know Compton look fucked up. Look at the streets. You can go through Compton. Compton don't even look rich no more. Compton used to look rich. Compton is the third world country in certain hoods now.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But my cousin did some Ollie daughter put something up at the Compton High football game. I'm like, God damn, that's Compton High. The football stadium looked that good. I was happy. This is what we got to bring back to our community. Listen to me, man. I used to go swim at Enterprise Park, Melly Mill. I used to go swimming at Centinela Park. Now, when I started banging, I stopped going swimming. But if Slick told me to come to Campanella right today to go swimming, I'm going to go swimming. Because I ain't worried about nobody doing nothing to me. I went to the Taste of Soul, man. And the first brother recognized me from YouTube was a dude that grew up in the West Side. He wasn't even a bank. He said, tap me on my shoulder. I'm talking to Killer Reds from Nutty. He said, hey, OG BAMM, keep doing what you're doing, man. I'll be checking you out, man. I'll keep doing what
Feel
you
good though when you hear that, right?
every time, man. Every time it feels good. And I'm going to continue doing it. I'm going to continue doing it. I'm going to continue doing it. Watch this. Sumo hit me on TikTok. Keep doing what you're doing. Constantly give me my props for what I'm doing. Because I was his student. That was my teacher. So when I'm getting this from my teacher, I got to continue. I ain't looking for nobody to validate me. Man, I done went through. That's why I don't go to funerals, Melly Mill. I don't do funerals. I don't do none of that. I don't do the hood shit no more. I go to my hood because it's a reason for me to be at my hood. Other than that, I ain't going to go to my hood. People need to start understanding, man. I don't put it on my hood because I ain't going to never disrespect my hood or use my hood in vain. I ain't going to put it on my dead homies. What I'm doing
Yeah,
is
I
dead.
was gonna ask you though, Bam. How does that make you feel when you hear these youngsters, dead homies, on the dead homies, on the dead homies?
And that shit irritates me because now you hear girls saying it. Then they go so far and say, oh God, put it on you. When I'm gonna hear you say on me, put it on you because we already know you don't love your dead homie. You don't even know your dead homie. We already know you put it on the hood. Don't put it on that shit. You don't protect it. That's why the hood looks so messed up now. You feel what I'm saying? So we got to start understanding, man, that the founders of our hoods didn't want our hoods to be like this. That's why I love Greg Pro so motherfucking much. That's why I love Greg.
I talked to Gregory Cross the other day.
He just hit me on Facebook just now. That's why I love my big homies them so much. But when Greg see me when he came from the feds, he said, you the big homie. I'm like, no, I ain't the big homie. You the big homie still. You understand what I'm saying? And people need to start honoring that. I honor my dead homies without having to say I put it on my dead homies by doing what I'm doing because I know they watching over me and my parents and my homies is proud of the things that I'm saying and doing today and the movement that I'm trying to create. It's simple as that. I'm going to keep it black regardless, man. I'm going to stay black regardless, man. If they don't like it, oh well. I don't feed into the trolls no more. Be brave when we start doing something else. I ain't never seen a Crip wear fingernail polish. So I seen that ugly ass motherfucker with the dreadlocks, something like keep moving. You understand what I'm saying? Let me see somebody claim front of it with some fingernail polish. Well, hold on, what you doing? We don't wear fingernail polish. You ain't no girl. That ain't cool. These dudes want to be clowns and comedians, bozos and homies and clowns, man, at the expense of belittling us and belittling their hood.
If you ain't already done so, press the thumbs up as you enter the room. Press the thumbs up. Let's get this video out. Let's share this information. Go ahead, Bam.
Yeah,
Bam, what was it? When you wrote your first book report, what was it about?
my first book report was on that channel. Research asked me to write. That was my neighbor. Rainbow 59 who was right here. Rich Cup was on the other side, and I was in the middle. We was on the third tier, folks. Shoot, I had a book report, 800, 800 word book report on that turn. I fell in love with Nat Turner. In the process of falling in love with Nat Turner, he played a spiritual awakening to me and becoming black conscious. When I first got to function, the first book I read was Our Bible, Malcolm X, then Soledad Brothers. Then Rich started giving me literature. Scarby started giving me literature. Whiskey started giving me literature, right? Then I ordered me a Swahili dictionary. I learned how to speak certain Swahili.
Talk
I used
about Ricky Cup from Long Beach.
Yeah. Rich cut from the 20, for one. Then Tim. And Tim always been a good leader, right? We was in Tracy together. Me and Tim was on the bus together. Me and Tim went to Folsom based on a race ride from Tracy, right? And me and Tim, out of all the Crips on the bus, me and Tim was the one who went to the back. Cuse come to the back later, but I was sitting on the bus next to Cuse. Cuse laced me about Folsom. Yeah, I used to stand in front of the canteen and old folks and rob motherfuckers. I done had motherfuckers get on YouTube and say, oh, no, man. He must have been, no, I was robbing motherfuckers that really thought they had heart. At the same time, anybody that's jacking know who to jack, who not to jack. You understand what I'm saying? I just said LB was my big homie. I didn't have
Right.
dudes that ain't from
I
Compton
can't
try to.
imagine. Man, what does that look like? You standing at the canteen with a knife robbing somebody.
Hey, watch this, Millie, man. I'm a king for robbery, so why not stay doing it? You understand what I'm saying? Me and Rainbow was doing that in Tracy, man. We was doing the white boy sales taking shit. Me and Rainbow was Broadway, blessing the peace. We didn't give a fuck. I had that I didn't give a fuck attitude. Then I come home, stay out 45 days and catch murders. I'm back in prison with an L. I don't give a fuck attitude. As I got older and Sumar and Scarby and them was getting Marcellus and them getting older, the leadership falls down to
Shout the
dudes like
clown.
falls down to me, Whiskey, and Turtle now. You understand what I'm saying? So now I got to conduct myself in a different fashion. What I used to
Be
do, I
Mike.
didn't do no more. And I got to teach a youngster not to do what I used to do because that was some gang goofy shit I was doing. I just knew I could do it. You understand what I'm saying? They told me if you steal it, we gonna kill you. But if you take it, we got 100. I got 200 some Crips with me. Why I can't take what I want in prison? That's why I used to know most about. Hey man, Bolo from Bounty Hunter was pressing on everybody. He didn't give a fuck. They was scripted down move. He'd press and try to get it. So you got to respect soldiers, man. But it's a time to fall back and grow. I started growing in prison. I looked at my big homies that I call my big homies. I seen the mistakes they made, and I didn't make those type of mistakes, right? And every prison I used to go to, Melanie Mill, when CCO, when we stepped back, dudes who didn't want to fuck with me because dudes on New York be like, I mean, he used to be CCO. People was afraid of CCO. They was intimidated by CCO. Comrades, that wasn't Lala. He wasn't CCO. Lala was my partner. I got love for Lala. Lala was a rider. You know what I'm saying? But it was, of course, they wasn't CCO, but I respected them. And people need them total for Mayday. Wasn't CCO, Blue Note. And me and Toto was bold, though. Football, you said, God damn, man. Y'all act like y'all got along all the time. And CCOs and Blue Notes used to go at each other. And y'all act like it was never a conflict. It wasn't personal, it was just business. Politics create bloodbaths, man. And if dudes ain't realizing that by now, and then you just look at the count, and it ain't about the Hoovers being up, it ain't about the main streets being up. It's about the black base losing. Simple as that. There was just politics that we don't need no more. Politics and gang violence die. We live. And
Right.
people don't see it like that, man. They don't see it like that. You know that time almost up for me, Melly Mill.
Okay, Bam, I appreciate you, man. Once again, next Tuesday, baby, front channel with the Bam and the Melly Mail. It's the Bam and Melly Mail show, man. Y'all tap in, man. Share this information, man. Tell them where they can find you, Bam.
OG Bam at the OG's perspective, man. If ain't nobody told you they love you, OG Bam love you. Get on. Much love, my boy. Slick. I'm gonna get the number
Don't
from
run
Melly.
from it, run to it.
You still owe me a horse ride, Slick. I love y'all, man. Peace.
Peace. Shout out to the Bam guys. We had again, we had an amazing live, and the band came and broke down the fundamentals of being a CCO versus just being a Crip. You know, when you go in them 4 yards, you're gonna get into something. You're gonna pick a side. You know, and I can't determine what that during that time. I don't know what it's like now because it's so much mental confusion going on in these prisons now, where these dudes on medication, they on homosexuality, they on they're having internet wars from prison and all this different stuff. You know, it's a different element, different time. You know, and it's very docile. It's not as violent as it once was. Man, they, you know, because they got phones and different stuff. They don't want to disrupt the flow, you know. Back in the 70s and 80s and 90s and stuff, man, when it was time to go to war, they didn't give a damn if you lost visits, lost friends, or none of that. None of that matter. You just better be ready. Lace up your boots, because I'm about to shoot a troop going out for the boots. Going out for, yeah, that's it, man. But again, I appreciate each and every last one of you guys. You guys are incredible and amazing individuals that come on here every time I'll go live. Again, go back to the West Side Nellis Ashes Park. I did a live Sunday breaking it all down as far as the 924C, the 924, the 924E, and the 924G. We got 11 people that was caught up on that. And that whole 18 out of 18 arrests, 11 people was arrested for firearm suppressors and different type of firearm violations. So I'm just trying to give them a little game. You know, if they want to know what's going on, go get a sentencing guideline book and look up the 924E, the 924C, and the 924G. And that way you'll know where you at, because the 924C is a Armed Career Criminal Act, which is a mandatory minimum of 15. It starts at 15 and goes up from there. 924G is simple felony in the possession of a firearm with interstate commerce. In other words, they took a pistol, or somebody took a pistol from Connecticut and then traveled to California without being legally processed. You have to, if you take a pistol from one state to another, it has to be done in the correct way. If you just decide to jump up and move with that pistol over there, and they find out that pistol was bought in Connecticut and you in possession of it, you got problems. The 924, what was it? 924E is using a gun in the commission of a crime. So if you're in a commission of a crime, say for instance, like the guy that actually shot it out with the sheriffs, the feds can come back and charge him with a 924E. Using a firearm in the commission of a crime. But anyway, but don't mind me, just watch it, church moving. You know, Professor Melly Mel, the Hood Postman. But go ahead and lock that door in case you don't know. Now you know. I'm out.
Cali Finest, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga, streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products till the feds get me. It's guap off top, diamond Cartier. That nigga wall won't give a broke bitch the time of day. They see me climbing, they see me shining. That's hard work, proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. Ali, bad man, and I'm so pretty. I got that tech with me, that's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say? I'm addicted to this paper stacking, and I don't talk about it, I just make it happen. Word on the block is that my shit go. Reach for the low.
Lock the door, because we are gone.